The title of this 2015 presentation is Succeeding in Private Duty Home Care: Unskilled, Important Services to the Most Vulnerable Among Us. My name is Bruce McCullum, and I have served tons of people over decades in home care. This brief presentation is designed to give you some of the most important dynamics for success. Remember, market, train, and document aggressively. This is where your real success is. Now let's move to what private duty home care is. Private duty care is that combination of services from assistance with personal care, to taking medications, to homemaking, to transportation for adults who cannot manage alone. These clients could include those who are recovering from catastrophic auto injury, those who are elderly and or medically fragile, or those who are recovering from sudden illness such as a stroke. For some reason, they may not need a nurse hanging around all day, but require help from someone in order to safely manage through the day. This is not the skilled services of nurses, rehabilitative therapists, medical social workers, etc. on an intermittent basis, often billable to Medicare. Typically in private duty, you're there a certain number of hours per day or 24 hours per day. Who are the best providers of these services? Well, obviously, anyone can learn to manage a responsible, reliable agency with a focus on person-centeredness and quality care. However, those already committed to the principles of managing a quality care delivery operation, who have experience in similar processes, perhaps in group living, perhaps in adult daycare, you're in a unique position to start and thrive as private duty home care providers with very similar ingredients. Why is that? Because you've already made the commitment to give your best to those who need you. Here's some business items about private duty home care. They're important. Number one, large amounts of cash not needed in advance. Only minor amounts comparatively for marketing, form printing. You can arrange for new cases to pay you the first 2 weeks in advance, allowing you to set payroll dollars aside. Of course, that would not apply when you're billing government payers and insurance payers, but with those who are paying you from their own assets, then 2 weeks being paid in advance is customary in the market. Executive suite office types are sufficient to train, schedule, interview, process new staff, or even to meet with client families. After all, your workplace is in someone's home. And the third, there's a major opportunity to make life easier for families. Now to some important regulatory and reimbursement items about private duty home care. Some states in the Union do not require licensure, such as Michigan, while others do, such as Florida, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and New York. Be sure and comply, or you'll risk your agency being shut down. Number two, some states have special Medicaid arrangements, wherein you oversee the care being delivered to the client by their family or their friends. Still, keep it official and document well. And number three, learn as much as you can about being paid by long-term care insurance policies. These are great sources of income and they're reliable. And now to a little math. The numbers may very well be different by the time you review this presentation. We used $19.75 per hour as an average rate on a 24-hour case. And when we considered your staffing and what we call auxiliary or incidental costs, including liability insurance that is spread out per hour, we came up with just under $5,000 as a net profit on a 24-hour case. Of course, things vary widely. As this presentation is made, home care is being reimbursed at $29, $32, $35 per hour for some cases through insurance companies, depending upon the extent of the need. And of course, that can be higher based upon the assessment. So we thought we'd be conservative in the number just to give you an idea of where the profitability is. What about marketing? Remember, your community needs to know what you're doing. They also need to know if there are any specializations in your private duty practice. Is there a specific population you're focused on? The medically fragile elderly, the mentally ill, children with autism, those with advanced dementia, or those who have sustained catastrophic work or auto-related injuries? Make sure people know that. Here are a few suggestions. Combine powerful social media presence, Add Google AdWords campaign, develop an effective LinkedIn campaign, view word of mouth as a powerful friend, join the National Private Duty Association. You need the value of the networking. And lastly, prepare intro kits for members of the local case management community. You'll be surprised you get a referral because nobody else wanted the case. Now, on marketing, we want to add this point. This gentleman is talking to you. He said, if you specialize in care for people like me, especially disabled veterans, be sure and get the word out. Lots of us could be dissatisfied with our current care arrangement. Radio, perhaps? Indeed, an effective means. We all listen to it in the car. A few other key success ingredients. Take a personal interest in the person being served and those you employ to serve them. Know your staff intimately. Treat everyone with extra helpings of respect. You want high morale. It'll manifest itself in your clients' homes. Professionally train people to manage a variety of situations. After all, you have to call in somebody at the last minute to a case they have not yet served. You'd like them to be equipped. Be documentation conscious. Keep families, case managers, and others informed of the dynamics of care from your agency. Visit each case at least bi-weekly, and don't forget your liability coverages. We don't want to operate without that protection. Some of the things that our firm does for those who seek to enter private duty home care is ensuring you have the mechanics to get through every day organized and efficient. This includes your starter applications for employment, new client assessments, plans of care form, incident reports, staff training manuals, just to make sure you're equipped. One-on-one coaching with us too, we do. And even though it's not the number one thing we do in this business, we do have an intimate interest in making sure that you are the professional provider the marketplace requires. We'll help you develop that professional web presence too, and we'll help you to build local referral relationships by introducing you to those you need to know and who want to know you. And of course, considering we have the largest online school in the country for private duty home care training, you can visit privatedutyhomecaretraining.com and see a series of training subjects that will certainly benefit your team. And you're probably looking now at some of the people I served in home care. There were quite a few, all came with certain memories, and of course, I went out of my way to make sure I managed a group of people who were really committed to the best that we could give. So thank you for helping us to help you, and thank you for considering a business model that allows you to influence the lives of others. You know how to contact us in the event we can be of greater assistance.